Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Cringe Club, the podcast that absolutely celebrates everything cringe. Today, I'm talking to guest Bethany Walker. We talk about everything from very, very bad hair days to the New Kids on the Block song that still haunts her after it was used as her anthem when her bra broke on a school trip. I hope everyone's not having a very cringy January. I am, obviously. The latest is I tried to cut myself a fringe. It looked rubbish, had to get it repaired, and it still looks rubbish. I just can't pull off a fringe. And I just worked out I did exactly the same thing 10 years ago. I know this because this trend to post things 10 years ago, I thought I might do it, and then I thought I can't be bothered. But I was looking back 10 years ago, and I did exactly the same thing, decided, I have a fringe, and instantly regretted it. So maybe this is every decade, this is just what I do. Oh my God, I could actually call it a cringe fringe. So at least I guess I'm on brand. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the show as much as I did. In the Cringe Club today, we have the hilarious author of books like Medusa Gorgon's Bad Hair Day, How to Train Your Teacher, and Olly Brown, God of Hamsters. It's Bethany Walker. Welcome to the Cringe Club, Beth.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, this is your chance to get all those embarrassing moments that have maybe stayed with you over the years off your chest. Because I reckon by sharing our shame, it kind of loses its power, doesn't it? And it makes us feel a little lighter. Also, it's quite funny. But don't worry, because what happens in Cringe Club, gets broadcast to whoever's listening. Are you ready?
I am, I don't know, I feel to have spent my life sharing cringy stories. So when I told a friend that I was coming on this, she just went, but that's your entire life, Beth. How are you going to limit it? So strap in, we might be here for a while.
I do sometimes look at people and think, I wish I was that cool. They don't seem to have any embarrassing things happen to them. Whereas I think on a daily basis, even though I work from home, somehow cringy thing happens at least once a day. I cannot escape it. So
completely, utterly, completely. Yes, I am there. I think that it's that kind of thing that surely other people have this experience. It can't just be a handful. And yet, there's some, maybe it's just the people who become authors of funny children's books who have this sort of cringe that follows them around for their entire lives.
And actually, to be honest, it can be useful because I use a lot of the stuff that happened to me in my books, or you can get inspiration from it. So exactly. So actually, maybe you're right. It is a part of
you have to embrace the cringe.
You have to embrace it. And actually doing this podcast has made me feel a lot better because I've met so many people that have these cringy things. So that is the point of this podcast as well, actually, to make people feel, it's not just me. And also it could be worse. You could be Beth or Emily Jane. I love your book, Medusa. It's hilarious. So we'll talk a bit about that later. But first, I just wanted to quickly throw in there, what's the most embarrassing haircut you have ever had?
Well, looking back, it has to be the perm.
You went there. You went
there. 80s, and my hair is very straight and very lank, and I had a very big, very glorious perm, which at the time I loved. But and I would do anything to have naturally curly hair, but it's just so uncool.
Yeah, they weren't. It wasn't even cool curls like the kids do now with their little, vacuum things. The perms back in the 80s and 90s were like the tight curls.
Properly
they
spiral.
weren't even cool. Yeah, the spirals, they weren't even cool. I was never allowed one, which I was always very annoyed about. But now I'm thinking, thanks, Mum.
No, my mum actually insisted. Thankfully, she did stop me from going, because there was, I don't know, a girl who was a few years older than me who I just thought looked amazing, and she had straight long hair but a permed fringe.
Oh my God, I have never heard that before.
It was
amazing.
Quite
oh my God.
You didn't let me have that.
I wish you'd taken a picture. I would love to see that. But yeah, so that is another another demonstration of how things could be worse. Like you had your perm, but there was someone out there that went for something even more cringy than
I thought they rocked it. So what do I
Well,
know? This is the problem. Not the best
yeah.
judge.
Well, I didn't have a perm, but I think I had quite boring hair as a kid. But the cringiest haircut I think I ever had was the one I tried to do on myself.
Oh, that never
Which
goes well.
was no. I think I was convinced that I needed a fringe, so I tried to cut myself one. I think I was about 35, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm starting to get wrinkles on my head. I better Oh, it's either Botox or a fringe."
Well,
So I thought I'd cut the fringe with the kitchen scissors and
oh,
like a spatula thing to keep it straight. So
yeah.
that was pretty bad. It wasn't straight. It was just horrendous. So
I
that
feel at
still
this
makes it.
point we should maybe say to listeners, do not try that at home, because
Do
that
not
just
try that
sounds
at home. So we've got that out of the way.
good.
What is one of your earliest memories of something really cringe happening to you?
I mean, sort of, they mainly kick in around end of primary,
Yeah.
start of secondary. And I don't know whether that's because when you're smaller than that, you don't really have that many inhibitions. So anything embarrassing that happens to you isn't really that embarrassing. You don't
Yeah.
feel the cringe.
That joyous time, yeah, when you don't feel embarrassed, really, isn't it? But then you get
Yeah.
tween age, get into that tween era,
Yes.
everything's embarrassing.
So a couple of things. So I remember being rung up for the first time by a boy when I was in year 5. And first of all, he pretended to be a friend, and I was being so sick that I didn't understand that he wasn't. He sort of had said that it was Leanne calling, and so I'm like, "Hi, Leanne." He's like, "It's not really Leanne." I'm like, "Is it Helen?" No. "Is it Lisa?" No. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then when
Was
he
he
said it was,
putting on was he putting on a girl's voice? Or?
I don't think so, but his voice hadn't broken, bless him.
Oh,
And when he said who it was, I just panicked and handed the phone to my mum, because obviously we're in the age of landlines,
of
not
course.
mobiles. And I ran away, but I could hear mum going, "Well, I think that Bethany is a bit too young to have a boyfriend, but maybe you can
Oh,
just play with her in the
oh
playground."
my
Which
goodness.
was just like, oh, that's the worst
Oh
thing to say. And he
God.
spent the next few weeks just chasing me around,
Oh
because
God.
that's what boys do, or did.
Yeah, I do remember finding the whole crush thing really embarrassing when I was younger. But yeah, handing the phone to your mum, um, I mean, it's very sweet, but maybe that's how we should navigate the dating scene these days. Actually, you could get rid of a few bad ones, really, couldn't you? I might just start doing that if I
Yes,
get
how
a
would your
phone
children
call
feel about that?
from a dodgy. Just hand the phone to my mum. Not that anyone makes phone calls anymore. So
No, it's a different age, isn't it?
yeah,
So yeah, that was one thing. And then when I did get my sort of first boyfriend, it was in the boyfriend, like we barely spoke.
yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
he
Classic.
was the brother of my brother's best friend, and
Yeah.
he was in a different village. So he wasn't at my primary school, but my brothers were our brothers were together at secondary school. And we'd met, but we didn't see each other because we were at different schools.
Mm.
So we had a letter-based relationship
Oh,
where our brothers played post boys, which was sort of very sweet. But I
that is
can just
very
imagine that
sweet.
these year 7, year 8 lads who were doing the postal service just absolutely wetting themselves at all of these, heartfelt missives that they were sending, carrying
Oh,
between each other on a weekly basis. And I don't think we ever said really more than 2 words for each other.
did you keep the letters?
I kept them
Have
for
you
a
got?
long time, and then when I got
Oh,
married, I'm like, "What am I doing with these? This is ridiculous." I do now wish that I'd kept them, because I'm sure there
I
would have
bet you
been
do. We could have
so
read them and enjoyed them right now. Um,
um, yeah, but,
I can't believe you got rid of them when you were married, as if as if you thought,
I
oh,
was thinking,
it's like
"What does my
cheating.
husband
When I was
fancy?"
like a 10-year-old, what would my husband think? I've got a feeling he probably wouldn't have been bothered. You're like, I need to move on finally from this guy, from,
Exactly.
from this love pen friend.
Yeah,
It's time, Beth. It's time.
exactly. I
Um,
had to have a word with myself. That was it. Well, the lack of letters that are sent nowadays does make me very
yeah,
sad.
it is. It is
It's
because
a
you
crying
can't.
out.
It's not the same, I guess, on text or anything like that. But yeah, there used to be a lot of letters going round, and I kept all the letters like me and my friends sent to each other, and ex-boyfriends were even when I was married. Just in case it all went wrong, I thought I'd just look them
Fallback,
up.
yeah.
Yeah,
Kind
yeah.
of pick me up to read.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. Or yeah, try and track them all down and say, "Remember the letter you wrote me? Do you still think I have nice hair?" Yeah, so that was your earliest cringe memory? As you sort of went up to high school, did you get less cringe? Did things get better?
Oh, no. My my first day, just to, finish off at primary school,
Yeah.
I did, and it can't have just been me, I think it must have been the entire team. Um, we were bridesmaids for a teacher dressed in our netball gear.
What? That is
That
so random.
so I
How?
have
And all right, I need to know how that came about. What?
um
Why? How?
So I think we must have been in year 6. So we were the netball team for our
Right.
primary school, and our teacher, who was also the netball coach, got married in that year, and so she decided as her bridesmaid she'd have the netball team.
Oh
So
God.
all of that sort of in
Yeah.
context seems really sweet, but looking back, going, I was a bridesmaid in a mustard and navy netball kit. Goldie Fence, obviously.
Yeah.
What?
I know. It's
I don't know
so
whether that's
weird.
better than bridesmaids' dresses of the 80s that are very pink and
Yes.
frilly,
Oh
but
God, yeah.
um,
Yeah, that's more what I experienced than the netball. But I mean, I suppose it. Yeah, it does. It's quite a quirky one, I suppose. But it's. I mean, the real cringe person here is the bride for choosing this. For
yes,
loving
her
netball so
pictures
much.
will look
Did
delightful.
she wear her sports gear, or did she
No,
wear
she
a
did not.
traditional?
She was properly in white and everything, which is a
Yeah.
good
Well,
call, I think.
I suppose that's one way not to be sort of outdone out by your bridesmaids, because you make them go in their netball gear. So,
Yes, and really quite cheap as well.
yeah,
So
yeah. Oh God, yeah. That's probably another reason she was just saving a bit of money.
I
I'm just thinking of all her wedding albums with all the netball bridesmaids in the background. That's
exactly
I'm
classic.
I'm just a bit gutted she didn't go all in and have like a proper netball themed wedding for the whole thing. Married on the court. Is it netball court? That's how it shows
Yes.
how sporty I am. It's called pitch, not pitch, court. Everyone throwing the balls about. Maybe a game of netball instead of a wedding breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah, she did. She missed a trick.
She
I'll
did.
write to her and let her know.
So how about as you left primary school, you've left
Yes.
behind your
So
netball bridesmaid days.
netball bridesmaid day, and in fact a potential glittering netball career as well. Sadly, that was the height of my
Oh.
netball and sporting achievements. So even the very first day of secondary school, so not even in the September when we started, but when you go up and visit for your
Oh,
transition day
the induction thing. Yeah.
induction thing, I managed. So I was wearing a because we didn't have to wear uniform for that day.
Yes.
So I was wearing very proudly my favourite pale denim rah-rah skirt. Um,
Nice. They
because
were actually quite cool back then.
um, and at lunch I failed to open a little sachet of ketchup correctly for my chips and managed to squirt a massive patch of ketchup all down the very
Oh.
front of my skirt. So not only was I stained and a mess, but it also looked
Uh,
rather periody.
very yes, I was gonna
Not
say.
not a good introduction to hello, I'm Beth, I'm
No.
you here.
I
Yes,
may
so
have
that
just got
was
blood all over my rah-rah skirt. Oh God, you just had to deal with it on the
tried to
not
clean
even
it,
on the
made it look
first
wet,
day.
made it look worse.
I hope everyone was nice to you, and they kind of had it been forgotten by the time you started.
Yes, probably because other cringy things had overtaken it. So,
Yeah, that's the best way actually to get rid of
yeah,
a cringe. Do something even more
exactly.
embarrassing. So you'd already embarrassed yourself before you'd even started. But what about when you did start? It can only go uphill from there, surely.
I mean, you were talking about wanting to be cool and things. I don't think I was ever cool. For example,
Yeah.
I played in the school orchestra the bassoon.
Well, Well, some people might say that's cool. I had Kate Weston on, who's a very funny author, and she played the big recorder. So I reckon bassoon, you slightly got the edge there.
I mean, I also played the tenor recorder, obviously. But
Did you? Oh, like, see, I can tell you and her would get on well because you actually knew the name for the big recorder. So she knew the names for all the recorders. I thought there was just one. What a fool I was. But she's enlightened me. But the bassoon, that is a woodwindy thing, isn't it?
Is
that like a big...
It's a very big wood tube. And, I loved it. But then I obviously was just a complete nerd and was sort of very proud of playing this unusual instrument. But obviously anyone who was remotely normal was just like, what are you doing?
Well, maybe you embraced your cringe right from a young age.
Absolutely. I mean, my brother, who's older than me, played the tuba, so there was family precedent.
Yeah, because it's weird, isn't it? Like some instruments are thought of as quite cool, and some they kind of go with the status of being a bit of a dork.
So my husband is a drummer.
See, he's gone down the cool route, hasn't he?
And actually, we are from the same area, and we were. I knew who he was at sixth form college, but cool. We weren't friends. We didn't know each other.
He wasn't mixing with a bassoon player. Oh my God, he plays the drums for goodness sake, Beth. It's
not on the radar there with the bassoon.
But do you still play? Have you hung up your bassoon?
I have hung up my bassoon. I also play the flute, which is also not particularly cool, but I was a lot better at it, and I have remembered how to play it. Whereas the bassoon, I have just had to spend years trying not to get it frozen because it's a really fussy instrument that it's hot or too cold and can crack and things.
Yeah.
And then I realised that actually I could just sell it and move on, which is wonderful.
I would have kept the bassoon. So you still play the flute? Do you dabble in fluting, especially around Christmas? Nice, like Christmas tunes, things like that. All the family round. I bet they're all like, Beth, get the flute out. Come on.
Sadly, that has never happened. I will be demanding of my family why.
Exactly.
Yes, maybe just make them sit down and listen.
I wish I could play an instrument. So I actually do think it's not cringy. You can play stuff. I think it's pretty cool. I can literally play chopsticks on the piano, and even then, I've got a keyboard. Family come round. First thing I'm doing, trying to impress them with my basic tunes. Could do a bit of Twinkle Twinkle. So
that's all you need. Perfect.
Exactly. So if I could actually play that, I think I would think that's cool, no matter what the instrument. I think. So.
No, but there's definitely a pecking order to coolness of instruments, and on the whole, I think at school especially, you were in the music side of things very much less cool. If you were in the sporty side of things, then you were far more cool.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because I had Perry lessons and things, I was sort of forced to be in orchestra. I was happy to be in orchestra, but I couldn't do like netball and be in orchestra.
No, so netball had to go. I always think it's a bit unfair how, like, at secondary school, the sporty people are thought of as like the cool ones. They seem to get put up here on this pedestal. I wasn't sporty at all. I hated it all and was rubbish at it. But I was never bothered.
I was quite nervous about certain things. So you know how some people just seem to go through life not ever doing any kind of pratfall, or when you watch people who are just very physically confident on a climbing frame or whatever. I was never ever that child. I was always very, very cautious, to the point where one of my friends from school, who I'm still friends with, although I don't know why, because she's very mean about these kind of things. I am just the most cowardly person when it comes to slippery surfaces. So as soon as it was remotely icy, I would be walking at snail pace, to the point where, and this is what she reminds me of, I would become a target for the footballers in the playground.
Yes, yeah.
Because I was moving that slowly.
You were too
I was just like, oh look, Beth's out again, and the footballs came pelting, and I couldn't move.
Had something happened? Like, had you had a lot of falls, or was it just the thought of having a fall that made you this slow?
I think that I have a very well-honed sense of self-preservation. So,
Oh,
like, one of my
okay.
least favourite sports when we had to do it in PE was hockey, because just, like, "Get the
Oh,
hockey stick away from my face. What are you doing?" Like, the
yeah.
danger,
It was so
warning
dangerous.
action.
The
Yes,
bruises we had up our legs after having to
yeah,
do hockey, and obviously back then we had to wear blooming, well, we did at my school, netball skirts.
yes,
Like
and
my kids
gym
can
pants.
wear, yeah, my kids can wear they're allowed to wear leggings or jogging bottoms now, which obviously we should have been allowed to wear. It's ridiculous. It
Yeah.
was freezing, wasn't it? You get, you know,
Yes.
it
Yeah.
was it was the worst of the PEs, I think.
Yes, definitely.
Hockey. So anything else you feel you want to get off your chest from that period of your life, Beth?
Ooh, this was, a school trip that I was on to Paris, so I must have been, I think, in year 8 or year 9,
Okay.
and, for some reason, I had only taken 1 bra with me because that's
I think I wear the same bra for months and months before I realise I better actually wash it. So
yes, these things you learn as you grow up, but I hadn't learnt this at this
no.
time, and the very first day, we were on the Eiffel Tower, and my bra broke.
Oh
So I
no.
had spent the rest of the trip braless, but this was, just after the popularity of New Kids on the Block, and their seminal album,
Okay.
Hanging Tough.
Oh,
And,
nice.
so this, all led to, because, I think part of the issue of, just not being able to keep quiet about these things. Like, if this
Yes.
thing had happened and I just hadn't told anyone, it would have been
It would have
fine,
been
but
fine. No one
instead,
would have known. Yeah.
yes,
Um,
instead there was a whole song
oh, there was a
about it,
song
with
about
the
your
chorus of
boobs.
"Hanging Loose,"
Oh.
obviously.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, that's mean, isn't it? Did you join in the song? Did you just cringe the whole Paris trip? Did you buy a new bra? How did you
it didn't
cope with
even dawn
that?
on me to buy a new bra. "Excusez-moi, est-ce que je peux acheter un
Oh, well done.
soutien-gorge?" There
Oh,
we go.
good French.
Um,
You could buy a
um
new bra now,
Yes,
with that.
absolutely. Just to send back to my
Yeah.
13-year-old self. I'm not a singer, so I did not join in, and just had to smile and cringe my way through it.
Oh.
But yes, it was a very popular refrain that I think started off with, "When you're on the Eiffel Tower and your bra breaks loose, your boobs will look like a strawberry mousse." There we go.
Oh, a strawberry mousse. That doesn't
It
it?
rhymed. It rhymed with
Yeah,
loose.
that's the only reason
Yeah.
they've done that, Beth.
Yeah.
Don't take that to heart. They've just rhymed it. To be fair, it's quite a funny song, and catchy. I bet you always pack a spare bra now, don't you? Wherever you go.
Oh, I
No,
just
you're
wear
still
2
not.
constantly.
You just went just in case. You don't want that
Yes,
happening again.
exactly. Double barred.
Yeah, yeah, very sensible. You see, we learn from these things.
Mm,
We live and learn. Um, See, I always pack loads of knickers when I go anywhere. I don't know why. Like, as if I'm going to suddenly start wetting myself on holiday. I always
yeah.
take double the amount I need. It's really weird, but still just the one bra, the same bra keeps going. But anything else, or are we moving on from school now?
I think we can safely move on from school.
Because we leave school then, don't we? And we've got it all figured out, haven't we? Or are there still cringes
If
awaiting
only.
in your
If
life?
only. Um, yeah, no, so many cringes, and I think it was only when I went to university, because I sort of always thought that I was a fairly sensible person,
Yeah.
and then when I went to university, just so many idiotic things seemed to happen in quick succession that my new friends just
Yeah.
thought that I was a complete idiot all
How
the time.
funny, like, when you go in
Um
thinking, "This is me," and then realizing out in the big world,
Yeah.
you're not.
Have it
Oh,
reflected back on you that you're like,
yeah.
"No."
Oh, maybe I'm not as,
Um,
sensible
yeah.
as I thought. Um,
No, and, sort of occasional unfortunate things like, I went to give blood because that was a nice thing to do, but I'm quite squeamish. And they didn't manage to find a vein, but they'd sort of been stabbing
yeah.
around for a while, so they didn't, manage to take any blood, and yet I managed to faint anyway.
Would
Um, so
What is it? Yeah, but the stabbing of the needle trying to get in, that might have been more
yes, I hadn't
traumatic.
really just considered how
No.
large and stabby the needle will be. Yes. And I think the summer before I went to university, we were on holiday with my parents for sort of a final trip, and I'd packed some shorts that I was very proud of that had been white shorts, but I had
Yeah.
recently tie-dyed,
Oh, nice.
sort of black and purple, and I thought they looked great. But we stopped to have a little swim at a river, but we parked on the wrong side for the beach, so we had to sort of cross the river, and there were some stepping stones. And my mum, who is as cautious as I am, was going really slowly, and I could see lots of people just watching us, and I was very, very self-conscious. I'm like,
Yeah.
right, we need to do this quicker. So I sort of hurried ahead and just managed to slip and go tumbling into the water.
Oh,
um,
God.
and so not only did everyone who was watching us witness this, but when
Yeah.
I stripped down to my swimming costume, I also realised that my tie-dye had not fixed to the shorts, but
Oh.
was now fixed to my legs
Oh,
and
gosh.
buttocks. And so my thighs and bum was basically sort of purpley black
A
for
tie-dye.
pretty much the remainder of the holiday.
Oh, but the shorts sound pretty cool. I suppose that ruined them going in the river, or did it all wash out?
No, I mean, they seem to be fine. I don't know where
Oh.
all of the extra dye came from, but it just it looked
Somehow.
like I was very horribly bruised.
Yeah, I was gonna say it must have looked like you had been in the wars. But as you sort of went on through university time, did you incur any more shame or embarrassment?
But well, I mean, plenty, but obviously a lot of it was alcohol related, so probably
Yes,
not
yes.
something to be shared here. But I studied history, which again,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
serious subject.
Of course, of course.
And after university, started working in museums and wanted to be like academic curator.
Mm.
But recently, I sort of looked back at my time, going, "Oh yeah, no, I think that I was destined always to just not do that," because one of the like academic presentations, like running a seminar that we had to do, I was tasked with running one on Victorian marriage. So I was sort of specialising in Victorian
Nice.
period social history, women's history, and so this had to do sort of some serious research and a presentation on Victorian marriage. So Muggins here decided to run it in the style of the Jerry Springer Show, dressed
Oh,
up in Victorian
okay.
gear and stuff. So the Jerry Springer Show is sort of, I don't know, like trying to explain it to younger listeners. I don't know
It's like a
whether
talk show where I don't think there's
everyone
an
just
equivalent
washes their dirty
now.
laundry, don't they? It's
Yeah, well, couples
society.
would often come on, wouldn't they, and have an issue, and this guy Jerry Springer would come and help them talk it out, wouldn't he? But it was very
Yes.
over the top. So I think that was
Absolutely, often ending in
yeah.
fisticuffs and things.
Mm.
But I can just sort of remember looking up and seeing my, highly academic professor just watching us, going, "What's happened?" This is the most bizarre thing.
I think that's genius, though. That's probably a lot more interesting than the other presentations. But I did drama at uni, so I would have been all over that. So did things improve after Jerry Springer?
Oh, no, of course not. When I was at university, I did spend a summer trying to sell frozen food door to door in Kent.
Door
Um,
to door? How
oh,
did
it
that?
was the
Did you have to
worst.
carry like a freezer bag, or was it just that
It
you
was
had?
in a little van,
Oh,
and I was appalling at it.
yeah.
Like everything about it was just terrible, and it felt like we were in some kind of cult. We were
Mm.
we were given training and then just sort of let loose to go out and try and sell really quite expensive food to people by knocking on their door. Some people did brilliantly at it, but
I was going to
not,
say,
not
did you
me.
manage to sell many meals? Do you remember having a good day?
No, I was like, I don't think I've ever failed at anything quite so abysmally. I was so atrocious, and bear in mind it was a commission only job, so you only got
Oh
paid if you managed to
God.
sell. I was sacked because I was
Lack
so
of.
bad.
Did you have like a
Um,
script then? What was your,
yes.
someone opens the door, you're there with your frozen food. What would you say?
I mean, often you just lie. So you go, "Hi, sorry to bother you. I was just talking to your neighbour, and I thought I'd
Ugh,
share with you." And it was
no.
just awful. So
Yeah.
yes, but with one particular um, door knock, a chap answered and I was doing my spiel, and he just was like, "Oh no, I'm not interested in that. Oh no, the wife wouldn't like a
Yeah,
Cajun
yeah.
chicken. Oh no, no." And I managed to come out with the immortal phrase, "Is your wife a fish face then?" Because
What? What? I
you
don't
know,
get what
if you
you
like something, you're sort of like a
Oh,
sausage face or a
I
potato
wouldn't have
face.
got yeah,
And I
okay.
had to then explain this whole thing so that
Yeah.
this man didn't punch me in the street because I'd called his wife a fish face.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't have got the meaning
No, it
either. I
was
would have just thought you were calling my partner a fish face. So,
yeah.
so that they didn't buy any of your frozen food, I imagine.
Surprisingly not, no. But yes, when I got the sack, I was sacked for being a bad influence on others, which was brilliant,
Oh,
seeing as I'd sort of never been a bad influence on any.
no. I would bet you were sort of quite proud of that, you know. I bet you felt like quite a rebel. I don't you don't see a lot of door-to-door salespeople anymore. I don't know if it's a thing anymore, is it? People just go online now, I guess. And
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, I live in quite a small village, and if there's anyone sort of door knocking, then a message goes on like the village
yeah.
Facebook forum going, "Watch out for these people."
Yes. The
I'm like, "Well,
same
they won't."
here. It must be that yeah, because I live in a village as well. And we get the same. I don't trust there's someone selling dusters or something. But I don't think they'd get much business these days. But how about after that? You come through uni, you've done your door to door sales. um, and did anything that stand out happen as a grown up cringes? Are they worse or better than when we're younger?
I think they just happen more thick and fast
Yes,
nowadays. So
I
the
agree.
friend that sort of went, "Well, that's your entire life." I've only known her a couple of years.
Oh, really? Not even an old childhood friend. This is like a new
She's just got the measure
she's
of me.
already got your
Yeah.
number. Yeah.
Yes. So in fact, Alex Fowkes, who I know you've had on the
Yeah.
podcast, and who is absolutely brilliant. We first met because we did. There's an amazing bookshop. I mean, there's lots of amazing independent bookshops, but this one is Drake's Bookshop up in Stockton on Tees, that runs the Great North Author Tour, which is a
I
bonkers
mm,
couple of days in June each year. And the first time I did that was also the first time Alex did that, and we got there the day early. And so I just contacted her sort of utterly out of the blue, going, "Oh, well, I see that you're going there early as well. How about going for a meal?" Um, and we'd had a lovely evening. And that night, I was so nervous about the next day and was feeling really
yeah.
jittery. And I was like, "Well, what's going on?" Like, I know I do get a little bit nervous before events, and this was something very different, quite a big event in front of other authors, which was making
Oh
me quite
gosh.
nervous.
Same, yeah.
And but I was like, but normally I can sort of calm myself down. But I saw 1 o'clock come and go, 2 o'clock, three
Oh
o'clock,
no.
and then at that point I started hallucinating.
Yeah.
So in my hotel there was like a child standing over me. There was I
Oh
could see
goodness.
an aquarium in the room.
What
What on
did
earth?
you have for dinner? This
I
sounds a bit dodgy.
I-
Sounds like
exactly. Finally realised that I'd had tiramisu, and it was the coffee that was just keeping me awake.
Oh!
So I sort of was on this
Oh my
caffeine
god! Yeah,
high.
I can't have caffeine even after 12 o'clock in the day, or it keeps
It
me awake.
hadn't
So I
even dawned on me that it would be
sympathise.
an issue. I mean, yes, I sort of
Oh,
limit my coffee drinking,
yeah.
but yeah, I was just in bits the next day 'cause I
Oh
hadn't slept.
no! So you hadn't had
Um,
any sleep, and you had to deliver a talk. That is hardcore. I bet
yeah,
you had to have more coffee in the morning though to get through
exactly.
the.
I mean, that's the only way of
Just
countering it is to have more coffee.
exactly.
Yes,
Oh
but that got
god.
me, I think, form on the Great North Author Tour. And the next year when I did it, there was sort of all this talk about Beth's tiramisu, and I was like, no, that's absolutely fine. I'm it's going to be very sensible this year. And through the first day, was feeling not so great,
Oh
and
no.
realised that I had brought with me a bug that my child had
Oh
just had from school, and was very ill
oh
in various ways. But I was sharing a hotel room like you with an author that I'd only just met,
oh my
and I have
god.
never ever
How
seen anyone
embarrassing.
pack up a hotel room as quickly. As
No.
I was sort of doing the necessary.
Yeah.
She was trying to pack
She
up and
didn't
run
want to
away.
catch
Bless
it.
her.
Yeah.
No. And then I was supposed to be on and I did make it. I'm not sure that everyone else was happy about this, but I made it to the minibus the next day where we were spending
Yeah.
many hours together.
Oh,
I was
gosh.
basically typhoid Mary, and very green, but yeah, that
Oh,
was.
you're gonna have you done it since? Are you any plans to this seems to be cursed for you, this
Exactly.
event. I feel like,
Um,
are you gonna
I
do it
keep
again?
insisting
Or
on going back. I have a lovely time. It's everyone else
I
that's the issue.
I'm not sure I'd risk doing it again. I think what can mind you, it can't get any worse
No,
than
exactly. You've
those
got to
things.
exercise those demons.
Yeah,
So,
I'd go for it. I'd go for it.
yeah.
I remember seeing you at an event we did. It was at Lincolnshire Book
Yes.
Festival. I think you were on before me, and then I came straight on, so it was the same crowd. And afterwards, this little boy came up to me and he just said, "Oh, why do authors love talking about poo so much?" Because unplanned, me and you, our talks involved a lot of poo stories. So this little boy
Yes.
was
Well, I
just like,
do go
"Why?"
around with a jar of hamster poo.
Yeah. Yes, you went a step further and actually brought along some actual hamster poo. I didn't have any poo. I just had a song about poo. So this
Yes,
kid must have been like, "Oh, children's authors just love poo so much."
absolutely. Absolutely. And, when you are a parent, there's a lot of
Yes.
dealing with wee and poo. So I guess, one of my cringy memories as a parent, I'd come with my daughter who was potty training at the time. So she was
Yeah.
maybe 2.5 to Ikea with a friend and her daughter. And we were in the sort of self-checkout bit.
Oh, yeah,
And I'd
yeah.
been distracted checking things out. And my friend called attention to the fact that my daughter was standing in what was most definitely a puddle of wee.
Oh,
So we
at
sort of,
least it was we. At least it was we.
yeah,
I
well,
wondered
yeah.
what you were gonna say.
But we all, jumped to attention, tried to start wiping it up. And, obviously when you're out and about, generally the only thing you have with you is wet wipes, which are
Yes.
categorically rubbish at wiping things up
Oh,
because you just sort of shift things
yeah.
around. So trying to get the attention of the person working there and ask for tissues, and she was being very unhelpful. So my friend was sort of getting quite shirty with her as we were still trying to clear this. And,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
managed to sort of do a fairly good job of that. And then I rushed Elsie to the toilet to change her and got there, started sort of patting it out, and she was dry as a bone. So to this day, I have no
Oh,
idea whose we wiped up, but
oh
also
God.
no wonder this person thought we were just insane. Where they, we'd obviously just
Oh
taken it
God.
upon ourselves to wipe up
To
someone
clean up
else.
someone's wee.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gross as well because you can just handle your own kids' sort
Yes.
of bodily
Yeah, yeah.
fluids. But the thought that you have been splashing about with someone else's wee, that's
Yes.
but I bet the IKEA staff were very happy that you stepped in and did
Yes,
that.
I just think they must have thought we were such strange people getting annoyed at them for not providing us with tissues to clear up someone else's
Maybe,
wee.
yeah, they thought you were superheroes that go around with their trusty baby wipes, just going to clear up wee all over the land.
Yeah.
So there you go. You did a good deed that day and hop back around. And one day someone will clean up your wee. Before we move on to help other
Yeah.
people with their
Oh, yeah.
dilemmas, Bethany, do you have anything else you feel you want to get off your chest?
I'm fully cringed out until the next time, obviously.
Until the I was going to say by tomorrow you'll have
Yeah.
another list. If you're anything like me,
Um,
it won't stop here. Well, in that case, I hope you'll be able to help because
oh.
we are cringe veterans here. So I think we could impart our wisdom on this person who is anonymous. Obviously, they call
Yeah.
themselves at
Yeah.
Cringy Butt. I won a head teacher's certificate at school. Oh, well done. And I had to go up and collect it in assembly. But when he handed it to me, I accidentally said, "Love you," instead of "thank you." Oh, what should I do? That's pretty bad, isn't it?
Oh,
It's
but it's
pretty bad.
delightful.
But that has happened to me, actually. I was speaking to Ben Davis, who came on the show, who
Mm.
is a postman, because
Yes.
once I said, "I love you" to my postman instead of "thank you." So I can actually sympathize with this person. But it was even worse because I did it the next time the same postman came as well. So I think once I could have got away with it. Twice, it started to look like I had a bit of a crush on him. So my advice would be don't repeat
Yes, I mean,
stay.
just try staying
Yeah,
silent. Don't say anything because it
yeah,
will be in so much in your head that you will be
yeah.
guaranteed to say it, won't you?
Maybe stick with a thumbs up or
Yeah.
something.
Yes, or go the other way and just go, hate you, just to
Yes.
balance it out.
That could
Yeah.
be good advice. Yeah.
Mm.
Anything else you could advise them? How, this
Or,
poor
just
person.
don't do anything that will justify getting a head teacher's award.
Genius, genius. You just go the other way, go really bad. Yeah, that's good advice.
It's terrible advice.
It's terrible. No, it's good advice. Your parents would be so proud. Just say you were protecting yourself from shame.
Yeah.
Um, so I think, or just maybe go around saying "love you" to everyone. Just
Sort of,
make it
if
your
they're an
thing.
actor type, it's sort of very lovey and darling and things. So just, love
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, just love you, like, "Bye, love you" to everyone you see, and then it will kind of
It's your thing.
take yeah, it could
Mm.
become your thing. I don't know how cool that would be at secondary school, but it's worth a try, you know? So, I hope that helps, cringy butt. A few bits of advice there. You could choose one of those options. How do you feel, Beth? Now you've got some cringes off your chest. Are you feeling lighter, or has it just made you feel a bit grubby?
I feel like it's just a normal day where I'm talking about all of the idiotic things that I've done.
Yes.
It just, but how lovely to have a platform to do this on.
Exactly. And I think, yeah, I just think the more we share these things, it just takes the power away and helps us and people listening maybe feel better. So before you go, would you
Mm.
tell us a bit about your brilliant book, Medusa Gorgon's Bad Hair Day?
Yes, so this is my origin story for the ancient Greek character Medusa. So I did mention that I studied history and I just love the ancient Greeks. As soon as I became a children's writer, I really wanted to write a story about
Oh,
Medusa. And it was a long time coming, but I'm so proud of it. So my Medusa is a 12-year-old girl who has glorious hair and she works for the goddess Athena, but unfortunately she does manage to anger the goddess, get
oh,
herself turned into the snake-haired
the
monster
snaky
that
head,
we
yeah.
do recognise. But she is given a chance to redeem herself if she agrees to go on a quest to what the gods consider to be the worst time and place ever in the history of everything. And that is, unfortunately, a an English 21st century secondary school.
Of
And
course.
so the 12-year-old Medusa has to navigate secondary school, which is hard enough just as an ordinary 12-year-old, but she has to do it being completely unfamiliar with the world. So she gets transported to 21st century and she has to see if she can get her own glorious hair back. So it's told in a diary style. They've even managed to throw in a chorus with a nod to Greek drama. I'm
Nice.
a full nerd on the bit.
Oh,
Um,
brilliant.
so there's even the Minotaur in there, who's called Jeremy, and who is a sensitive soul. So
Why wouldn't you get a
lots of fun
Minotaur
writing it.
called Jeremy? It's
Absolutely.
it's totally brilliant. So I really recommend everyone goes out and gets it right now. And what next? What next, Beth? Have you got
So
working on any more?
yes, so I'm very grateful that I am getting a sequel to
Oh,
Medusa. So I am
brilliant.
working on that. So as soon as we stop talking, I am on edit mode, which is I actually really enjoy the edit side of
I do. I
writing.
prefer editing to writing the blooming thing.
I think it's partly that still sort of being the SWAT child, I want to get a gold star. So I'm like, yes, tell me what I need to do, please. And also, it will be illustrated again by the amazing Katie Abbey, who just really
Yeah.
brought the first story to life. So I'm so thrilled that she is going to be involved in the sequel as well.
Amazing. And when's the Medusa sequel out?
That will be in August.
Okay. Oh, okay, we've got a while yet then.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
when's Cringe Club 2 coming out?
that's out in January. So
Oh,
I'm just doing the edits for the book 3 at the
Yes.
moment. But I'm like you, I do enjoy the editing process.
Yes.
And editors, in my experience, are always really, really nice as well.
Yes.
So it's quite exciting when you get a good comment off them. It's the best. It's like getting a head teacher's certificate.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's okay. I'm sure we can tell our editors that we love them.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and just keep on cringing.
What a good motto. Lovely.
All
Thank
right.
you very much, Emily Jane. Bye.
Bye. Thanks again, Bethany, for joining me in the club today. Don't forget to check out her really, really funny book, Medusa's Bad Hair Day, which is out now. And guess what? I've got a new book out as well. 29th of January, Cringe Club 2, Battle of the Besties is out there, available for pre-order. Or if you're listening to this in the future, just go order it up now. It's really fun, a lot more cringe. There is the sleepover from hell. Kennedy gets locked in the cupboard of doom and finally finds out what O'Beef is keeping in there. There's bathroom wars. She's getting mysterious notes. Yeah, and in amongst that, Liv and Devon have a lot of cringes too. So please go check it out and enjoy. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I will see you next time. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Keep on cringing, everyone.